In this video, we're going to model a motion problem with a quadratic equation, okay? So you throw a ball straight upward from a rooftop 384 feet high with an initial speed of 32 feet per second. Okay, now you might be a little nervous thinking you're going to have to make the equation, but you don't. They give you the equation that you're using. S of t equals negative 16t squared plus 32t plus 384. This describes the ball's height above the ground. So S of t is in feet, t is in seconds. T is your time, and that's in seconds. The ball misses the rooftop on its way down and eventually strikes the ground. How long will it take for the ball to hit the ground? Okay, well, when a ball hits the ground, the distance is 0 feet. And we just said up here, S of t was the one in feet. Okay, so we're going to substitute 0 for S of t. So if you look at this, we get negative 16t squared plus 32t plus 384 equals 0. Now we need to factor this. Step number 1, take out the biggest common factor, which is negative 16. This is what you have. Now this will factor again. If we list all the factors of negative 24, the ones that add to negative 2 are negative 6 and positive 4. So now we have it factored. Negative 16 times t minus 6 times t plus 4. And we want to set all of these equal to 0. Now let's talk about this negative 16. It doesn't have a t. And I cannot say negative 16 equals 0. That's not true. So we don't have to deal with that. We look at the t minus 6 and the t plus 4. T minus 6 equals 0. If you add 6 to both sides, you get t equals 6. T plus 4 equals 0. If you subtract 4 from both sides, you get t equals negative 4. Now let's stop and think for a minute. The t is the time. And we started at 0, okay? So negative 4 is before you even started. That won't work. That one is an extraneous root. We don't look at that one. We deal with the 6. So we're going to have t equals 6 for our solution. Now let's look at this on a graph. If you want to, you can pause the video and read through this if you would like. I'll give you a second. But we're going to move on and look at the graph and we'll talk about it there. So here's our graph, our initial height. We threw it and it ended up at 6 seconds because here's your time in seconds. Over here's your height in feet. At 6 seconds is when it strikes the ground. It's also called an x-intercept. You can tell that the vertex, the highest point for this equation, is going to happen after 1 second. So it was at its highest height of 400 feet after 1 second, and then it started falling again. So initially it went up, and then it came down, but this is the graph of this equation. So 6 for time in seconds is when it would hit the ground.